Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to LEGO City Underground. Let's continue. So, in the last recording, we spent the entirety of the episode just on Albatross Island instead of Alcatraz Island. Now we're going towards it's weird this thing takes damage every time it lands. And takes off, I guess. So we're going to this island. There's this bridge here. Two things we want to get from this. We want to find the red brick and probably everything else. And we want to jump from a helicopter down to a car. I see there's a pig on one side. And clearly is a character on the other side. And if the camera would cooperate a little bit, let's see if we could do something a little dangerous here and see if there's possibly something on the underside of the bridge. Doesn't seem like I can go any lower. So, they missed an opportunity there. Seems pretty obvious. There's an explosive statue on that side. I don't think there's any intention for me to try and fly through all of this and reach some area. I don't know, even there's a super brick there. Like, I don't know if you would even really collect the items on helicopter mode. Is there something on this side? Yeah, there's a super belt on that side. You may take note, I'm not really seeing a lot of studs. That's probably because they've just been despawned completely. There's a Y button.
Police business.
So there's that achievement. Okay. And the helicopter, let's just go into photo mode. The helicopter either just flies away or despawns automatically. Like, I'm not seeing it at all. Okay. Well, there looks like there might be an area below. And I guess we could go in scan mode here and that'll help us find some more things. But yeah, it looks like there's a super brick, this super brick, and this astronaut challenge. And that character. Some of these character tokens have requirements around them, which implies to me that they very possibly aren't even unlocking until you do certain things. So you may run into a scenario where you're not actually capable of collecting the things that you should be able to collect, or collecting everything in an area. We need the police to swing on this, and that means it will have the terrible swinging mechanics. And then we drop down there. And I don't really see a reason to fuss too much about unlocking and doing everything if it's not an important thing. Let's just go. Let's go and get these super bricks. It's a little bit difficult to land on the, walk on the train tracks.
I am so
Okay, so how am I supposed to be able to get up there? That doesn't seem like that makes sense. So my guess is I'm gonna have to hover. This will get us up here. We have 300,000 bricks, and I don't think there's a real need to get bricks. If the achievement was to get 4 billion bricks, yeah, that would be ridiculous. I'd forget that. Yeah, that would be completely ridiculous. Now, is this one of the 5 things? No, it's not. It's just a statue. It's a little weird that building something then unlocks a character. Right. Up here. That doesn't really help with that, and I don't want to go this direction because that's just pointing me into the next region. Well, there's no way I can do that. And I don't want to fall off the edge of this bridge. That would be a mistake. So, maybe it's from that building that you have to jump or something like that. Let's just ignore that and let's try to see what it takes to get up to the rest of the places. These edges with an assistance to get up there. We had already gone up here, apparently. Now there's a way up, and I'm assuming it's not just a system where you go down lower. Although this might be helpful to take the camera here, and we'll just look at this again. Oh, yeah, not really seeing anything. So I guess what I did wrong is I need to do this again and just go further. The super brick was only half of the trick. Yeah, it wanted me to go this way and then jump, I guess. Although you have to be kind of careful on some of this because you just never really know. It's automatically jumping, by the way, when I get to the edge, which that's a little weird. Jump backwards, swing on the thing. It probably would be nice if there was some incidental music playing right about now. That is not how they intended me to do that. I guess they wanted me to press B. Yeah, if you are trying to make a GTA clone, which I think on some level this was an attempt to make a LEGO GTA game, the radio feature I think would have helped. Because boy does this feel quiet. and you get away from the people walking on the streets saying their incessant, ridiculous lines of dialogue that are terribly written, you start to feel an emptiness in a city that you definitely shouldn't feel an emptiness in. Alright, we've got to see what this does. Okay. Well, that got everything. Wow, hit by the same car twice. That got everything on that side of the bridge, I think. So we can now go into scanning mode and just deal with the other side of the bridge. These bridges won't be too difficult, and we want to do the other islands in totality, but then the other areas I don't feel a need to do. Well, there is a super brick. Where is that super brick hiding?
Glad I'm not here. I get vertigo on a step ladder.
Apparently I did need to do this. Okay, that was clearly my fault. Okay, next, we look in this direction. Don't even see anything yet. Hovering is probably slightly slower than running, but then it sometimes feels like this is running faster than that is, which I don't know if that's really true or not. It's just the animation as far as how things look. Right, there's a piece over there, and there's a piece over there. So the question would be, which one of those gets us all the way to the top, and we'll do that secondary. Alright. So that looks like this is just a super brick. But I was wrong. Well, I guess I was right. The way super bricks work as a system is a flawed concept, to say the least. It would have been just better to have it be a scenario where you're getting large amounts of studs. So if a super brick was the equivalent of, let's say, 10,000 studs, which I think is a fair amount, maybe 20,000 studs, it would have been easier just to have one currency. There's really no point that I can think of in the game where you are limited by super bricks but would have way too many studs while you're actually playing the game. So it just seems like a weird thing. I did a little bit more research on the companies that were owned or created before they kind of got merged into TT Fusion. They were working on Looney Tune games and Tiny Toon games. That could explain a little bit of the crude humor. They are also like a UK based company, but all of TT Games is. So that really is just more of a statement that even though I've played dozens of LEGO games, none of them have been so poorly localized that I've recognized that TT Games wasn't a United States based company. And then the one game made by TT Fusion, they use the phrase pudding, which does not mean anything to, I think, most people. Not just people in the United States or in North America. I don't think that translates well to pretty much anybody. So we just did this, and now it's going to make us do it again. I don't understand why it works that way. Like, why not just have free run unlocked at the end of, like, the story mode? Like, after the credits roll, free run is unlocked. You couldn't have done it before that point. That gives you at least a little bit to do, even if you had done 100% of all of the gameplay up until that point and gotten all the collectibles. It makes more sense than having us do the same thing twice. And it's not really like these systems are these free runs are really so difficult that you would need to practice. Even as a kid, I think that is an unnecessary, ridiculous requirement. I've never seen any game actually tell you you have to practice a race before you start it, because there's that opportunity. I'm just gonna jump down here and hope it doesn't kill me. Yeah. Like, you always have that opportunity or chance that somebody's playing a game a second time. So you have to be on the ground to start it. So there's 7 clocks, so this is a particularly long one. As soon as we get on the edge here, I'm gonna go ahead and try and jump, and that way we can accomplish this as fast as possible. Yeah, I think as long as you put a little extra effort into this, you're not going to have any trouble. Unless you fall, which there is a possibility of that happening, I suppose. It will go the wrong direction. I assume there wasn't a clock over in the other direction. And I don't think you really need to get all the clocks if you can just make it to the end. There's a red brick. I'm having trouble finding the location of where to stand. That should have been a little bit easier. And it seems like we unlock a physically aspected person. A skier or a skater, something like that, minifig after doing a free run, which makes a little bit of logical sense. After we get these last couple things, I'm gonna just double check and see if we've collected everything via the map, because I think we kind of have. Like, the last thing to do is this statue, and if there's something else, I frankly could just ignore it. Speaking of ignoring things, let's see what we just unlocked. It wasn't costumes, it wasn't police siren. Collect sat nav studs. That'll be somewhat useful, but not really useful. It might help as we try to get to 4 billion studs, since there's an achievement around that. Feels like there's some achievements here that are things that might have been in LEGO Star Wars 1, but have long since been abandoned for being a little too demanding. Remember, we have infinite dynamite, so we don't have to do the second part of this where we'd have to go and find dynamite somewhere. Alright. So, looking at this, we have 100% of it done. So our next goal is to make it to this island. And if I'm gonna make it to that island, what would be the best way to make it to the island? It seems like clearly there are some docks here, which means there'd be some boats there. Can I fast travel to the train wherever it is? That would be potentially slightly useful. Meanwhile, so my goal is to go here and then here. And I haven't unlocked any real fast travel points anywhere because that would have been the one thing the game should have forced me to do, and it didn't do. It looks like there's a pretty large area around this area where you can swim without getting attacked by sharks. So if I can just get into this line of boats and then steal one of these boats, it should be alright. Although this is the green line, so we're gonna have to wait until a boat decides to cross this line. We might as well swim as well this is going on. And yeah, I can't click the right stick to go somewhere. The game is telling me to hold down the B button to return to land, which is an interesting feature. There we go.
Police business.
There we go. Now we can cross the line and we're safe. And off to Statue of Liberty Island, which will unlock what is actually a groundbreaking feature, unless they changed it for the Steam release. Since this was a Wii U exclusive and Nintendo exclusive, it has made a reference to Donkey Kong already once. In the original game, this there is a character of a Mario minifig. Seriously? You're gonna make it so I can't get to it? The thing to take from that, in particular, and this is weird that LEGO approved this, is that Nintendo, to my knowledge, has never had a license whatsoever with LEGO. Instead, they have a license with Mega Bloks, in which Lady Liberty Island is closed to the public. It tells me. Okay, so then that island is useless to me. Let's see. This bridge has some things I could do on it, but it doesn't have the red brick, so it's not really worth our time. This bridge has a red brick on it, so notice how it's saying calculating path in the map there? Like, this game has no path finding ability at all. It's blatantly obvious that the enemies don't really know how to pathfind, and the map director doesn't know how to pathfind. Which is something you desperately would need. I don't know how to get to Lady Liberty Island then. I'll have to look that up. Because that doesn't make a lot of sense unless that unlocks at 100%. And okay, if it unlocks at 100% and we get a Mario minifig, that's weird. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of LEGO fans would be more than happy with Nintendo having a licensing agreement with LEGO. They've just never done it. LEGO Dimensions did have Sonic and Sega characters, which, like, I doubt any Nintendo fans are gonna find much comfort in that. But yeah, Nintendo has only mostly done Pokemon with Mega Bloks, and Mega Bloks are a pale comparison in quality, in my opinion, to Lego bricks. Will I get eaten by a shark immediately? No, good. Well, then we'll just take... Yeah, there was nothing down there. I guess there's just things under everything. So to have a Nintendo thing in a Lego game is weird. Weird you got that license. Was that where all the money went? Perhaps that they spent it all for a Nintendo license. But also, this would be a groundbreaking scenario because this would be the first instance ever of a Lego of a Nintendo character on Steam in any kind of legitimate form, with maybe the exception you could say Bayonetta. Yeah, you could try to argue Bayonetta is a Nintendo character, but not really. It's not a first party Nintendo character. It's just that Nintendo published and funded the development of Bayonetta 2 and I believe Bayonetta 3, which I think is being made. There's no way to get up here. It's gonna just make me run around and try and find a ladder, I guess. I guess they were slightly generous with the ladders. Not as generous as I'd like them to be, but better than nothing, I guess. And see, the problem with this is we're going to end up jumping down, and if we miss it, we'll die. We've reached our destination, which is down here, which that's weird because it's basically just making a small wall there where you can't be. What is this gonna be? Nitrous for all cars. So now if we get into cars, we'll have nitrous. That's slightly useful. But not super useful. I think we also have longer vehicle boosts. Like, you still would have to use the cars, and mostly I'm trying to avoid using cars because they're, even with nitrous, they're not ideally very very fast. Whereas I could instantaneously fast travel if I had just unlocked the fast travel locations. If the game had just told me to do that. Where'd that go? There it is. There's a single line here where you can cross over without having to jump. Which makes me suspect you have to start over here. Yep, this is gonna be a free run thing, inevitably. So we have 7 of 20 districts conquered. No surprise there. We're making slow, consistent progress, and sometimes in life and in games that's all you can really expect. Man, I can't see anything. Just slow, consistent progress. Am I going the right direction? Looks like it. With this bridge being so low, it didn't really have any of the tricks that the other bridges had, which I guess that's a welcome change of pace. I should probably not 100% anything. I doubt I will, as far as the many different things that can be done on in this area, but I probably, let's see, how am I trying to say this? Like, any of these types of events, I probably shouldn't do all of them in all of the districts, just in case the game decides that it's going to give me a ridiculous amount of bricks. So, not bricks, but studs. Well, if it decided to give me a ridiculous amount of bricks, that'd be interesting too. I honestly don't think I need any more bricks for the entirety of the rest of the game, unless there's some major build. Alright, so we should set a sat-nav point here so we can get collector studs, and then I should look and see if I can find a fast travel station where it would be. There's either going to be a metro thing or a control point that would have brought the train. See, it seems like the train just goes there. So there's probably a metro thing somewhere around here. But the odds of me really finding it are pretty low. Where are these studs? They're not even showing up. So you would have to be in the vehicle. So you'd have to set a location in your vehicle, then drive to that location to get those studs. So that probably is an indicator that that's not something that needs to be focused on. Yeah, I can see that there's a disguise booth here, so we'll build that.
I wonder if he likes me.
Let's see. Can I get up higher? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, we'll climb up this way. Spending extra time doing side things. Just kind of being free in the moment. Doing whatever you please. Alright. So.
Potato chips. Oh yeah, I like potato chips. That's good.
We're back to areas with the ridiculous incidental background sounds. Alright. Well, we're gonna just run in this general direction, and if I can't find a fast travel area, that's fine. I'm just gonna leave this because stud multipliers reasons. Alright. So now we are looking in this direction for a red brick. Race. Fire. Clues. Clues.
I have a good feeling about
Sand castles need to be built. And we know that there's 3 of those. Still don't have fast run, still don't have fast build. If there is a fast run, I don't even know if there actually is one. Those would probably be the best things we could add. We do have the super color gun though, so if I can just hit the right thing.
I'm a total fanboy with that dude over there.
I must get to the shops by 4.
Just unlock things as much as possible. No sound effect. Like, honestly, it feels like the game crashes its sound engine. The way game music often plays is there are multiple tracks that can be faded up, faded out, just cut in or cut out. And I've seen several instances where the game engine crashes one part of the sound effects and not the other. In particular, it seems like if there was supposed to be any background music here, that's been cut out. Clearly, this one white set of balloons is the one that's supposed to be hit, but I cannot hit it because of the way it's targeting. Which
Almost time for work.
you could have fixed that pretty easily by just increasing the hitbox. Okay. There's a way, I think, to get up here, but I don't know how. There's probably a floating section. With a cat over there. We have a clue over here. We have a clue way over there. Let's just rescue this cat and then move on. It might be a case that the red brick in this is actually not in this park, which is clearly supposed to be a equivalence to the large park in Manhattan. But
What's new?
yeah, we'll do what it takes to run through this whole section. Pretty much any city probably should have a park of some sort, though, so it's not like that's a bad idea. If anything, you take the concept of one park and you expand it to say, let's have 2 or 3 parks, which, like, even the smallest of cities will probably have 2 or 3 parks instead of one giant one. Manhattan's a little bit weird in which it only has one large park, one very large park, but it does have smaller parks too. Right. How far are we until we hit the edge of this area? Because we may have to turn around. Turn around and look again. I guess we have to go in that general direction because that's the only thing that I can even scan in this general direction. Which might be an indicator of something. Like, this is where the game ended at the very end of it. We landed the space escape pod into this teacup, and the fact that we hadn't been to this point before that happened is weird, and the fact that that's not like a important location is weird. It would have made a lot more sense, just comedically speaking, to have us crash directly into the police headquarters, and then Chase could be in trouble, and then he wouldn't be a hero. He'd still be a hero, but not so much of a hero that he'd let it go to his head. But I guess that didn't matter. Like, the implication is that Chase only cares about Natalia and doesn't care about his career anymore, so you really couldn't even do a second game. The whole thing kind of falls apart. This is a nice building. Somebody was clearly proud of it. But it also clearly has too many things around it. Maybe they're accounting for the fact that there was just not a lot of great places in an open park to hide things. Lego Batman 2's Arkham City, I don't think had much of a park area. There probably was something like that, and I know there was an amusement park area, but there's also a separate amusement park area for this game, so it kind of goes to show, at least when you're building Arkham City, you don't have to have parks. There we go. I have no idea how I'm supposed to get that. That does not seem like it is capable of being collected. So there must be something to it. Like, there's a bit of a micro stutter. We've got to jump a car through it. Alright, well that's easy enough to do, I suppose. We'll just right click the right stick and summon a car out of nowhere. And then I think, as long as we're slightly sent through there, you're fine. Where are we next? There's a police challenge. I definitely don't want to do that. But we'll run in this general direction. I'm not trying to get everything here. I'm just trying to get the red brick. Car challenge. Clue. Super brick. Super brick. Minifig. Challenge. Alright, I'm going to run over to these and see if perhaps from that vantage point I could see what I'm missing, but clearly I'm missing some things. Alright, over here we've got this. We need the axe guy. So I hit B, nothing happens. I hit B once, it goes up 3, I hit twice, it goes up there, 4, 5. And that's with easy axing enabled. And it kind of goes to show that if you were playing with some kind of disability and you weren't capable of tapping buttons really fast, you probably have to put in the code to get that assistance, and that assistance still probably wouldn't be that helpful. Whereas other LEGO games, when you've gotten a red brick that specifically made a minigame easier, it just eliminated the minigame. I cannot do a scan from where I am. Why? Oh, why is that the case? Right. Just gonna see. There we go. This is gonna be a car stealing sequence, yeah. And I don't want to do that. So we'll cancel out and then it'll reset everything.
Hello there.
Alright. Super brick. Drill thrill. Super brick. Farmer challenge. I think all of those probably fall under the category of maybe being in the other area anyways. So let's see. Didn't find a fast travel location. There's this section. I think the red brick is under here in this mess. Can we scan down here and see anything? There it is. Right. So it's not in that mess. It might be that there isn't actually a fast travel location for each sub-district. That might be how this works.
Are there 3 more beautiful words in the English language?
But that would be annoying, to say the least. Right. Seems like it's in a cave. Okay. So now we have Super RAM, which just means if we're in a car, we will smash the cars faster and get rid of them, which does really open up the idea that we could, if we need bricks, not bricks, but studs, then we could potentially use that to our advantage. Can't fast travel here at all. Actually, what this says is travel to Cherry Tree Hills. So if we actually fast traveled to one location and fast traveled to another location, that might work, but it's easier just to travel here and then run south. Alright. We need to find the red brick in this area, in this area, in this area, and then finally find the red brick in this area, and then the remaining red bricks are in the levels, and we're just gonna go, I guess, in kind of a backwards order. We'll do the last level looking for the red brick there, and then the second to last level looking for the red brick there, which is score times 8 and score times 10. After we've gotten those, we'll just save and exit, not actually doing level 10 or level 15 and 14, and then we'll play the entirety of all the games, all the levels, trying to make sure we've got everything with the score multiplier. This will be our opportunity to, in particular, have a massive increase in studs. Not that I think I'm going to be particularly low in studs, unless like the Mario minifig or something costs 1 billion studs by itself. And I don't expect it to cost that much. I would be surprised if any of them actually cost more than 100,000, and unless Mario has some major ability, then I don't think there's gonna be much of a selling point as playing as Mario minifig. And it would be incredibly surprising if it turns out it isn't Mario minifig for the PC release, and instead is, I don't know, a robot or Morgan Freeman or something. No, Gordon Freeman, not Morgan Freeman. Alright, we're looking for the red brick. So, could be anywhere. Could be a lot of places. Let's go over here and scan from that location. bumping into people and they're freaking out. This was the shoot this bull and turn it gold. Now we've unlocked a Minotaur minifig. Okay. You can definitely tell how a lot of these minifigs are not unique to any specific LEGO game. They are just minifigs that are probably, they probably did make a real world Minotaur minifig at some point, and since they 3D modeled it once as a gag character and just to fill out the ranks, they're going to reuse it, I imagine, in dozens of LEGO games. But if you like compare that to LEGO Star Wars, where every single LEGO Star Wars thing, there we go, we've got it in this mess. Like the LEGO Star Wars, all of those minifigs were custom LEGO characters, obviously, from the LEGO universe, Star Wars universe. Right. Door number 1, super brick. Door number 2, super brick. Door number 3, red brick. Door number 4. If we find out there's some way that we could have been doubling the double on super bricks, that would be annoying. What does that leave us with? Still the cat thing, and that I think is way far away. And let's go see if that's something that we can do. Nope.
I better finish it tonight.
So glad I moved to LEGO City.
It shakes the people. I didn't realize the jackhammer did that. Interesting.
What's that? I should take some time off.
I didn't even need to do that. Just run this way, this way, this way. Get the cat. And then I think we've done enough in this area. What was the red brick that we just got? Let's see. What was that we just got? There's still plenty of red bricks. Clearly to collect. Wonder Whistle? Is that what we got? Yeah. That would be rather useless. So, how many red bricks do we have that are important? We need to get this and this. Obviously, that's big time. Whatever this is, or this is, probably doesn't matter too much, but might help us a little bit, because attract bricks and collect sat nav studs and super fast build are slightly helpful. Whereas these are probably all vehicle related and not that important. And then these red ones might be useful. Seems like they're kind of just grouped and then colored in a certain number just to make it easier to scroll down. It doesn't seem like the color code really means too much for most of these. Some of them do, like clearly. So this is the Wonder Whistle. So when we come back and do the open world stuff again, we'll run around and...
Stay off.
I totally missed that.
Get after you.
There's probably a whole system up there of stuff we'll have to do to get up to the top of that. Okay, so we've gotten the red brick here, 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 and here, and here, and here, and here, and we've done everything on these islands as far as red bricks. We got there. So we started at the beginning of this hour on Albatross Island. We went to this, we found out we can't make it to Lady Liberty Island. We'll have to figure out if there must be like a ferry system or something that I have to use. And this puts us in a good position because now we just want to, in general, find the red brick in this next section and this section, Fresco. Fresco we already looked once and we're having trouble. And then this island, we'll try to do everything on the island. After that, we get back into playing the levels. We are now at 35.5% done. We've got 26 of 39 red bricks. We've unlocked 91 of 305 minifigs. We've unlocked 27 out of 120 vehicles. It doesn't feel like we really have unlocked any vehicles in several hours, and that I guess kind of makes sense. But also I don't suspect that there's nearly 100 vehicle theft missions in this game, so we probably will get at least 50, maybe even 75 to 80 vehicles through doing the levels. I guess we'll just unlock vehicles that way. We're at 141 to 450 gold bricks. That 450 gold bricks, though, that is really a large number. And honestly, I would have evaluated that and said, maybe we don't need to give a gold brick for every action that is done in the game, particularly unlocking characters and unlocking vehicles, because this pause menu already says that. If you add the 305 minifig characters and 120 vehicle characters together, you've got 425 of the 450 gold bricks. So maybe you don't get gold bricks with vehicles, or maybe you don't get gold bricks with the minifigs, but you're getting gold bricks with doing pretty much everything else. We are at 62 million studs and 392,000 bricks, which, again, instead of having two currencies, it would have been easier if one brick was the equivalent of 10,000 studs, and just anytime you had us build something with bricks, you would have had us just have to collect a ridiculous amount of studs, and then instead of having super bricks give large amounts of bricks, they could have just given us large amounts of studs. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon. Or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.